Let's talk about the word literally. Now, attacking people for using the word literally is very popular at the moment. It's the geek thing to do. And yes, in colloquial language, it's kind of an overused word. I'm literally exhausted. I could literally eat a horse. I could literally explode. And people say, these are incorrect uses of the word literally. I have a problem with the word incorrect though. I mean, the Oxford English Dictionary itself outlines some incorrect uses of the word literally. Some used by such authors as Nabokov, who wrote Lolita. Are they really using literally incorrectly, or are they simply not using literally literally? If I said I could explode, I'm not about to explode. You know I'm using a metaphor. You know I'm being hyperbolic. You know I am emphasising a feeling, maybe that I've eaten too much or that I'm really angry, and I am using hyperbole, I am exaggerating to make my point. Does using the word literally mean that I am talking seriously? I could literally tear you apart. I could literally sleep for a week. All of these are over-the-top examples. The reason I'm using literally, or anyone would use literally, is for emphasis. They're using literally metaphorically. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's obvious from its context that it's being used hyperbolically, metaphorically. Let's go to one of our favourite books at the moment. What is the first thing that Augustus Waters and Hazel talk about? Augustus Waters turned to me. Literally, he said. Literally? I asked. We are literally in the heart of Jesus, he said. I thought we were in a church basement, but we are literally in the heart of Jesus. Someone should tell Jesus, I said. I mean, it's got to be dangerous, storing children with cancer in your heart. So maybe they've got a slight point. Patrick is not correct in saying they are literally in the heart of Jesus, unless science goes on to prove that the universe is in the heart of Jesus. Although, getting into technicalities about where the heart of Jesus might be, if we're not considering Jesus as a physical person, but as an odd god-ish concept, is complicated and not what I'm trying to talk about. But you can see what he's trying to do. He doesn't mean literally in a literal sense. They are literally in a church basement in Indiana. He's using literally in a metaphorical sense, in an overemphasizing sense. He really wants to stress it. He really wants to hold it dear. We are in the heart of Jesus. We are literally in the heart of Jesus. Which they're not if you take it seriously. But if you take any metaphorical sentence seriously, time flies. Time does not fly. The words were seared across the back of my mind. The words weren't literally seared. Any one of these sentences is wrong, if you consider it literally. Language is made of metaphors. You can't get through a paragraph, I promise you, without finding a metaphor. I'll demonstrate for you. Even now that my stomach had settled, I didn't feel much like eating. Settled? Is that literal? Literally is obviously picked on because of its first meaning, its obvious meaning. But that doesn't mean we can't use it metaphorically, or shouldn't use it metaphorically. Literature is about playing with the boundaries of meaning. Metaphor is about moving meanings and bringing things into new light and causing people to think about them in new ways. People are allowed to use metaphors. They are encouraged to use metaphors. Metaphors are brilliant. Don't exclude literally from that.